Alrighty, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a loadout slash inventory guide for a cheap black and white themed inventory in CSGO. Now, these prices have been taken from the Steam market. So if you go onto a third party website like D-Market, Skimport, CS Money, it might work out to be a little bit cheaper, but these are still rough prices of the current Steam market price. So it's not like exactly 100% gonna be this price, but it's around the mark. So to kick it off with the pistols, we have the Glock 18 Ironwork factory new, which is around 80p at the moment. And then we also have the USPS Ticket to Hell factory new, which is roughly £1.80. And we also have the Deagle Conspiracy in minimal wear for around £5.40, which is probably the more expensive one out of the cheap section. And then we've got the P250 Gunsmoke for £2.10 in minimal wear, the Dual Berettas Dueling Dragons in factory new, which is around £1.65-ish. Then we also have the Tech 9 Cutout factory new, which is about £8.30. And then to finish off with the pistols, we have the 5.7 Silver Quartz in factory new, which is around £1.10. So for the SMGs, we have the Mac 10 Ensnared in factory new, which is 30p, which is lovely, nice and cheap. And then we have the MP7 Armor Core Stat Track factory new for 80p. Now, obviously, you can get rid of the stat track if you want it to be a little bit cheaper, but I thought it'd be the best option and it's still cheap. And then we've got the MP9 Featherweight in factory new, which is around 45p. The UMP 45 Carbon Fiber factory new, which is 20p. So then we have the P90 Elite Build in factory new, which is around £1.10. And then we have the PP Bison Facility Sketch factory new, which comes in around 6p. So to move on to the final category is the rifles. I've got the AK Slate in field tested for around £2. I then have the M4A4 Magnesium in factory new for £1.5. And then the M4A1 Basilisk minimal wear for around £4.40. And then the FAMAS Mecha Industries minimal wear, which comes in at £4.30. And then the AUG Arctic Wolf in minimal wear as well at £2.85. And then the Galil Tuxedo FN, which comes in at £1.75. And then we have the SSG Carbon Fiber in factory new, which is around £2. And then to finish it off, we have the AWP Black Nile in field tested, which is around £2.25. So altogether for these skins, it's about £44.66. So I haven't included heavy weapons, shotguns, or knife and gloves, just because the heavy weapons and shotguns, no one really uses them, so I didn't see the point in adding them. And then gloves and knives, that's not really going to be in a cheap budget range. It'll probably come to like £200 for a knife glove combo, which would then bump it up to around like £250 altogether, which doesn't really, in my opinion, consider as cheap. So £44, maximum £50 for this, I'd say that's fairly cheap. Right, so moving on to the mid-range priced tier, we are going to start off again with the pistol, same order. We have the Glock 18 Neo Noir in minimal wear, which is around £21. Now we've got the USPS Stainless in factory new, which is around £2.60. Now we've got the Deagle Print Stream field tested for about £43. So then we have the Berettas Disaster in Stat Track factory new for around £10.10. And then the P250 Cartel in factory new for £17.10. And then the 5.7 Cami Stat Track factory new for £2.80. So there's a couple skins in here which don't have another option as like a black or white variant. So for the Tech 9, which I've left out blank for the mid tier, I would use the cutout from the cheap tier just because there's no substitute for it. And there's a lot of skins like this where there's not another version for it. Moving on to the SMGs, we've got the Mac 10 Whitefish in Stat Track factory new for £1.60. So next we have the MP7 Gunsmoke Souvenir factory new, which is around £5.50. Now I've chosen to go with the souvenir option because it's cheaper than the regular factory new version of the Gunsmoke. And then my thought process was you could just scrape away the stickers if you didn't want them on there, and then you just have a plain factory new Gunsmoke for cheaper. Next up we have the MP9 Airlock factory new, which is around £9.20. Then we have the UMP 45 Arctic Wolf Stat Track factory new for £3.10. Again, for the P90, it's up to you what you go for, but I'd go for the one for the cheap version as there's not really another black and white version. Next up, we have the PP Bison Carbon Fiber factory new for £4.26. Now moving on to the rifles, we have the AK-47 Steel Delta in factory new for £4.50. And then we've got the M4A4 Neo Noir Minimal Wear for £12.10. And then we have the M4A1S Mecha Industries Minimal Wear for around £34.40. Then we also have the FAMAS Dark Water Minimal Wear for £9.70. And then we have the AUG Wings factory new for £16.60. And then the Galil Cami in factory new for around £2.20. And same thing with the AWP, use the cheap option. And then the SSG Parallax in factory new for around £5.30. So altogether, this costs around £225.06. That is taking away the options that I haven't listed, such as the Tech 9, P90, and the AWP, because in my opinion, there isn't a mid-tier option for those skins. I'm sure you can do simple maths. You can add it together to get the total, but I'd probably make it around 250-ish with the extra skins added. So to finish off with the inventory, we have the expensive loadout. So starting off, we have the Glock 18 Dragon Tattoo in factory new, which is around £74. And then we have the USPS Print Stream in minimal wear for £81. And then the Deagle Hypnotic in factory new for £120. And then the Beretta's Duelist in minimal wear for around £115. And then we have the P250 Whiteout in minimal wear, which is around £24.50. Again, the Tech 9, there's not really an expensive skin. And then the 5.7 anodized gunmetal in factory new, which is £9.70. Now moving on to the SMGs. So the Mac 10, again, doesn't have an expensive option in a black and white version. So you can use the Ensnared or the Whitefish to fill out the blank. Then we have the MP7 Whiteout in minimal wear for around £46. The MP9 Hypnotic in factory new for £11.60. So then we have the UMP, which again doesn't have an expensive version. So I guess you could just use the Arctic Wolf or Carbon Fiber again. Then we have the P90 Asimov in factory new, which is £44. And then to finish off with the SMGs, we have the PP Bison Carbon Fiber in factory new, which is £14.50. So to end it off, we have the rifles. Now for the AK-47, I have two options. I have the AK Vulcan in well worn, which is £160. I also have the AK Black Laminate in minimal wear, which is around £40. I personally think the Black Laminate fits more into the black and white category because the Vulcan obviously has the blue on it, but I think the Vulcan is just a nicer skin, is a higher tier skin. So if that's what you care about, and then obviously go for the Vulcan, is also more expensive, which also then fits in the category of the expensive tier. Either, I think they both work. You could go for a factory new Vulcan, but that's thousands, which is just unrealistic for a lot of people. So moving on to the M4A4, we have the Asimov factory new, which is around £161. Now, the reason it's field tested is because on the Steam market, when I was looking, I didn't see any minimal wear or factory new. So there could be potentially on the third-party market sites, there could be minimal wear factory new if that's what you want. Maybe it's locked at field tested. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if it's flight capped or not. So moving on to the M4A1S. Similarly to the AK, we have two options. So for option one, I've gone for the Dark Water in minimal wear, which is £72. But I've also gone for the Print Stream in field tested, which is £170. Now, both of these skins work well. Obviously, the Print Stream is white and black, but also it has like that little pearlescent to it. And then the Dark Water is more of like a silver and black. So it sort of depends on what kind of vibe you're going for. Obviously, the Dark Water is cheaper, but if you want a better looking skin, I'd go for the Print Stream. So moving on to the AUG. Again, we don't have an expensive option for this, so I would just go with the factory new AUG Wings, which is £16.60. And then we have the Galil Shattered in factory new, which is £20. And then for the AWP, I've gone for the AWP Graphite in minimal wear, which is £190. Now for the FAMAS, again, I don't have a expensive option, so I guess go for the Dark Water. Then the SSG, we have the Detour in factory new, which is around £15.60. So in total, for the expensive tier, this costs around £1,368.90. So obviously I haven't included a knife and glove combo into this, and that is just purely because the prices of knife and glove combos are going to be ridiculous. So that has been the video. If you have any other skins you think I should swap out, or skins that you think I could include for maybe the heavy weapons or knife and glove combos, for example, let me know in the comments. And if you want me to do another loadout video, again, let me know in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. You already know what to do, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.